Welcome back to the What's the Story Hash Brown Glory podcast. Good afternoon.
Hiya.
You alright?
Yeah, not so bad, thanks.
Guess who we've got today?
Steve from across the road.
Steve from across the road.
So basically, the guest we were supposed to have sacked us off last minute, and Steve was just parking up. So we're like, fucking Steve, get over here now. No, honestly, we planned it. We planned it.
He was one of the first people we identified to come on this podcast because he's an absolute legend.
Great personality. Great guy.
Before we talk about Steve anymore, we're going to continue with a little bit of Rustic Kitchen storying. I'm not going to call them Rustic Kitchen Diaries because I think that's a shit name. But, you know, it's basically a bit of a little bit of history about us before we get right on.
A story worth telling.
So last time we talked about, it was lockdown and we'd done a few bits and bobs. And then we get on to sort of, just trying to vary it a bit from, instead of being like an online shop, to flexing the creative muscle, I think is perhaps a good way to put it succinctly.
Well, I say we weren't scratching that itch, like you said, about basically just getting produce in and giving produce out. We wanted actually people to taste our food kind of thing. And
it's also not very fulfilling to just call up the, Veg Factor, there's no surprise as it was, and be like, can I have 500 gram of mixed lettuce and 2 blocks of butter and then make £1 on it or something.
Which is great for the community to get their fresh vegetables, and it's the best quality in that. But we wanted to give people more. So throughout the first few months of Thomas the Caterer kind of shop, we started doing a couple of fakeaways. We did Namphos. We did Wagga Fakers. I think the second one which was an absolute cracker. We did some Father's Day boxes as well.
Did we do the Reds then, that one? Was that the
Reds was the year after.
Yes, yeah. My timeline's all to
Yeah.
The Two Guys, possibly the most famous one.
Two Guys was a little bit after that, closer to when we opened the shop.
I'll just agree with whatever you say because I don't know when anything was. Great food though, folks.
But like doing different things as well. We did brownie boxes, we did takeaway donuts in this period as well. All kind of delivered. Pre-ordered and we delivered them. And
we used to use more money in diesel than we would make, for sure. We were definitely, there was no business sense.
End of the day, it was pointless.
It was. But, ultimately, it was PR marketing at its base level, in that you were getting to know that we were getting to know the people who ultimately supported us for the crowdfunding for this place.
Yeah, and people couldn't move really. They were still in lockdown. Yeah. We were still in the first, probably last month of actual lockdown, and then after that, only a handful of people went back to work, didn't they? So they couldn't actually move anyway. So it was helping them out in delivering stuff. And then we had a thought about a name change really, and I did a thing as my kind of side hustle, doing wedding favours, and I called it Rustic Kitchen, and I was just knocking some wedding favours out on my weekends at home and stuff like that.
And it was in a dormancy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because you had Noah and in turn Emily.
And when we moved house, I didn't want to do it in the new kitchen and stuff like that, and it was a bit like, there's going to be a time when we're going to use this, but didn't know what time. And and then
the name, the Thomas the Caterer shop, although it's a great brand for my catering company, it's not right for what we were doing then. It just felt Rustic Kitchen is a great name really for that.
Yeah, it's a cooler, more kind of name that we can lend to anything as well. And then obviously we started off being a little deli, and we called it Rustic Kitchen.
People used to come and queue. Used to come
shortened to RKD.
They used to come and queue, socially distanced, and I forgot that phrase there. And there's people around the corner. Do you remember people being people loved it?
Fucking madness.
Round the corner.
Yeah. So
there's a queue round the corner.
We opened up a shop for 3 hours on a Saturday in Tom's unit, and for the first day, there was a queue. Oh my God, what the fuck's going on here? People are queuing.
We just thought we were going to have a great buffet later because there was a spread of food, and we're like, we'll just take it home and eat it.
We basically made pies, sausage rolls, donuts,
and brownies,
then some sweet treats. And
whatever we fancied making as well. Yeah. Just I just want to fancy this. I remember you making a babka and just stuff. Just stuff that wanted to do. That's one example. just because. And then ultimately, it's the same as it is with Rustic Kitchen now, in that we make what we want to eat.
Yeah.
We made what we want to eat. Yeah.
So, Steve.
Yeah, let's get our guest on. Well, let's transport upstairs and speak to Steve. I love that bit. Transport upstairs and speak to Steve Pinsent from the Boozer across the road. The legend we're about to introduce needs no introduction at all. He's a tradie by day, running his plastering suspended ceiling business, and by night, a barman. This guy realised every bloke's dream. The dream of building a bar in his front lounge, and then takes the liberty to have a cheeky glass or two with his punters. He runs the bar that's got more character than a Walt Disney sketchbook. He's the plasterer that wants to get you plastered. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be upstanding and welcome our neighbour, the living legend that is Steve Pinsent.
That's just ridiculous.
It's all true. It's all true. You built a bar
outside
in your lounge.
Built a bar in your lounge. It's all steamed up and gone red.
I know.
That's what legends are made of.
Yeah, that took me by surprise. That
I've been working on that for a week.
Well done. Yeah.
You started off saying it's going to be a wine shop,
Yeah.
and you turn into a bar. And it's the best bar.
Yeah, we're really pleased with it. Yeah.
If only we could not live
great.
15 minutes away by driving. We'd definitely
yeah.
be regulars as well.
Yeah, that is a problem, I suppose. Yeah, but yeah, it's all good fun. It's going well.
Steve, tell us, where did it all begin?
With absolutely no intention of doing it. It really was. It never happened like that. We never thought it was never at all anything like that. We previous to here, we lived in Birstall, just down the road, and we used to bring the dogs over for a walk around the river and drop in the Swan and have a pint or two before we drifted back. And we liked the village. We thought it was okay. The people were fine. We were ready for a move. And the property, we kind of heard that it was going on the market before it kind of actually did, but it sort of had a little bit of a crossover. But Lisa put a note through the door. The girl rang us up and we went and had a look round. And
So it wasn't on the market, sorry, or it was?
it was just about. It was with an agent, and then I think the lady we bought it off, like, done the deal, said, look, I've got a punter involved off my own bat. If I go with them, you know, you okay with all that? So they said, yeah, fine. And we did.
How long ago was this? We've been here nearly just over 2 years now.
So we actually moved in on late November 19.
Okay, so literally just before COVID then.
Absolutely. Yeah. So all the plans that we were making have already made, and we're thinking, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. Not with the shop or anything, because we ain't got that far, but everything, just went on hold.
So were the plans to actually just live in the front room and have it as a house, or?
Yeah, we were. That was an option. Another option was to perhaps do a self-contained flat from it. And then another option again was to let it out as a shop.
Because it was a shop prior as well.
Yeah, it was the handmade mug company. And Lisa Smith, who ran that, and there she used to have a workshop and used to sell the goods from, stuff from there as well. So it was always a shop. And then I didn't know this at the time, but then later on we found out that Bradley's of Corn and Rothley, they used to have it as a grocery shop.
All right. We didn't know that.
Many years ago. And I've asked Paul, if he's listening, to get me some photographs of everything, because I'd like to see some, but obviously everyone's busy.
It's always great to break the third wall or whatever it is through the power of media and say, come and deliver me your photos.
You're mucking about it. So yeah, that's how it was. And so then we just did nothing with it. Well, obviously we all know the COVID story, so absolutely nothing we did with it then. But then we knew we had to do something with it, really. It was no good it just sitting there.
Because I can remember one of the first times we was looking at this place. We was kind of mucking around in the garden a bit. And we started seeing a bit of action over the road. We're like, what's going on there? We looked through the window, didn't we? Peeked through the window. It's like shelves with beer on. Sick.
It was a slow burn, actually.
Coming off license in there.
It did take a while to get it off the ground.
Wasn't it your you telling me the story of your rugby pals who were like, "Come on, Steve, when's this pub going to be open?" Well, it wasn't. It was a shop, wasn't it?
It was a shop at the time because of the license.
Inclination.
Yeah, the licensing would only let us have an off license at the time. But
you're a busy man as well, though, eh?
Well, yeah, and it was
busy work life as it is.
Yeah, it weren't really working as that though. It was working, but it wasn't.
You wanted more, didn't you?
Well, it just wasn't doing anything really as that. It was nice at the weekend. People come down to have a look round and not necessarily buy sort of thing. So we thought we've got to do something a bit better with this. So we applied for on sales and got it. And so yeah.
And how does that process take?
So we had the license for the on sales, and so you do a variation of that.
Okay.
They say it's a variation of that. It's applying again, but you kind of got one foot in the door already. So you had to put the necessary notices in the window and the local paper.
Feels a very archaic way of doing things. I remember that.
It does, yeah, because
who reads the paper anymore to even see the sign?
People walk past the window saying, "Oh, I'm
Yeah,
complaining about this now."
But I think more people probably read it in the window than they did in the paper.
Absolutely.
I think that. So that had to stay in for 28 days.
Was it like 250, 300 quid as well, though, to put that in?
But also, you need to send them a copy of the paper as well, don't you?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
To prove that it's in.
Yeah.
Read it yourself.
Yeah, quite.
I forgot about that. It's just the most archaic. You're listening, Charnwood Council. Sorry, guys, but you need to update your systems. I'll build you a web form with Woofoo. Come on.
Yeah, it is. It does feel like that. But I understand the process. I don't know why they've got to do it, but we had no objections, and I think because we kept sensible about what we want to do with it, opening hours, etc. 3:30 till 8, Wednesday to Saturday, 1 till 6 on a Sunday.
Nice plug. Nice plug.
What's the shop called, Steve? Should we go with that as well?
Wilfred Pinsonton Grandson Limited. Dear. Bit of a mouthful, I know, but and the story behind that was my dad's dad, so my granddad was Wilfred, and he ran amongst other things I think as well, a off license down on Martin Street in town. You might know it for the Martin Inn, Paddy's.
Oh yeah.
Is that the Indian?
Yes, Indian. Nice.
Yeah, that's
very
the
nice
restaurant. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Well, that's at the end of the street, and that just used to be a row of just streets and streets and streets.
So it's kind of like a homage.
Yes, that's it. I never met the guy.
Oh, did you? Okay.
No, he died when I was far too young. So yeah, that's what we just did it. Named it as a shop. We didn't know because we didn't know whether the off license would work or anything. So we had it sign written with that, and then that could lend itself to be anything you want it to be.
Yeah, it can absolutely.
So did you have a stock of wine and beer that you had already, or did you have an idea of what?
I'd kind of got my eye in on a few wines over the years I had. Yeah, there. So we made the little vestibule at the back of the shop that leads into the lounge. I put my collection of bits and bobs in there that I thought, I'll just get rid of these, and I'll just flow it on and all that. But it's amazing how you get attached to something. I remember taking one off and go, "Oh, that's the last one, mate. You can't have that." So,
denied.
Yeah,
40% on that.
Which is not what a shop's for, is it? Really,
No.
I suppose, or whatever. But it's it's our shopping.
Yeah, you can do
Do
it
what
how
we
you
like
like.
with.
And I think that's what's so endearing about the whole place is that, like I said in the intro, you have a little cheeky beer with your punters, and then before you know it, you're going down the pub with your punters, and the shutter's closed.
Yeah.
Right, everyone out.
That's it. Well, it's the only way
Going
to
down
get
the
them
Swan.
out. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going down the Swan, and I'm locking
get
this
out
door
the
behind me, and you lot are going to be on the other
and that's
side.
fantastic. And
Yeah, we have some fun. Yeah, it is. It's great. We're great. We've got Abby who works in there. She's absolutely fantastic. Jake on the Sunday afternoons. Yeah, it's just brilliant. It's just nice. We've got nice, the right kind of people come in all the while. People that just want to be there and enjoy it. It's great.
It's a nice atmosphere when you go in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a really nice
It's
atmosphere.
small. It's
But it's quirky. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you might have a chair, you might have a table to put your drink on. You don't mind. You just perch somewhere, don't you? It's one of them places that you just deal with the situation.
Secretly or not so secretly, we'd really have liked that here, but it just didn't work. Like, we had tea boxes scattered around the place, and we've got loads of stools that we're using today for prop stands. That just no one sits on them, but they want to. I think just what we give off the vibe is that they want to be a little bit more comfortable, which I get.
Yeah.
I do understand that, but we actually really wanted people to be like, just squeeze in that corner there and eat a Reuben.
Yeah.
Because one of the initial things we was going to have the windowsills in the dining room for people to perch on and eat food. It just doesn't work like that here. You know what I mean? But we would love that. Like at your place, someone could sit on the windowsill quite easily.
Oh, yeah, they got the stools underneath, everything. It is a bit different when you just got a glass that you got to deal with.
Yes.
You know, and people just don't mind hanging around on any corner or.
They could stand, can't you, quite easily as well?
That's it. Which, inevitably a lot of them have to, I'm afraid, including myself. Oh, no.
Bring out the extra chairs!
Oh, no, that's it, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not one of these. We didn't want it to have like little brass plaques everywhere, like Pinot's Corner or something stupid like that.
So, in terms of like the interior and stuff, is Lisa heavily involved in that side of things? And
colours,
her style comes through, and because there's a lot of very unique pieces in there, like quite. Well, I don't know. There's a chair that looks like it's from the '60s. It's quite sort of mod looking.
Oh, yeah.
There's loads of cool pieces in there. Has that been collected over years or found and gone? Yes,
mainly from charity shops, car boots and stuff that Lisa used to do years ago. She used to do a bit of vintage market and one thing and another.
So going to them or
she used to stand some. She used to stand some and go to them. Depending on how she felt, I suppose at the time. But just having an eye for collecting stuff and
it all looks wicked and it all fits perfectly. That's what's magic about it. It's nothing out of place there, but it's all many different styles.
It came about. One of the reasons is because we're absolute novices at doing that, and we had no idea what we were doing. We just didn't want to spend too much money as such on fitting. So we just gathered everything up that we've got from various sheds and garages and places that we dump stuff. And played around with it, just chucked it in. So that looks all right there. That looks okay there.
You can overthink it, I think, as well.
Oh, absolutely.
We are masters at overthinking everything. Lee and I'll have an idea, and we will talk at it about length, mainly on the phone when we're driving. One of us is driving, and the other one's going, oh, God, I just wanted to get work done. We're chatting away about something that hasn't even happened yet and probably won't happen, but we have the solution decided.
Yeah, but it's great to keep just chucking ideas around. I mean, we did in the shop, we put something there and walked around it for a few days, and then, no, that ain't working. Move it. Yeah, just keep finding a space to put something on the wall or whatever, and that, and then
a little quirk here and there.
Yeah, have a change around. Yeah, I was in France the other week. Well, just after Christmas, and picked up a lovely little table, and I thought, I know exactly where that's going. But there was no room for it, but we swapped one. And you can freshen things up like that. You see all the while, can't you? Just keep moving stuff around.
Yeah,
and bring it back when you've had enough, like your menu.
Exactly.
Like the menu.
Yeah. Like the menu. That's how you do it, isn't it? Move it
classics
around.
Back.
Yeah. Bring it up. It's great. So Lisa did all the colours. She normally paints up to about 4 foot high because she's only 3 foot. But
that's probably the plaster that stays on the walls there.
I was wondering when you were going to get around to that.
There's more.
So, some of you might not know that Steve by day is a plasterer. So, what's it like transitioning from basically doing a trade job in the day and then going in straight into hospitality at night time? Is it a big change, or is it just because you're a social person, it's quite easy to transition?
It's a different mindset. We're plastering, we're contracting plastering. It's basically you're against the clock. You're on price work. You're always full steam ahead, trying to get to a point in a day and one thing and another. Whereas I found being behind a bar in a retail area, you don't get that. I wouldn't say press shot, but there's not that aim at the end. Some guys might say, yeah, there is. You got to be, we want to be shut by 10 and gone and one thing and another, but that ain't going to change. You can say, well, yeah, but up until that point, you'll need to earn a certain amount of money, which is again, price working, plastering, that's still where you are, and it's down to you. The only thing, the major difference is you're behind the bar and you don't know if the door's going to swing, whereas picking your trowel up in the morning, it's all about you.
Yeah.
What you want is everything relies upon you to do it. All you can do is have your bar there, your shop there, whatever it is, and see what happens. We're fortunate that there's no pressure on the shop and the bar to kind of deliver, but we put a lot of effort into it. We want something back.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and it's good. It's cool. It's working at the minute.
And did you find it easy? I mean, I imagine you did. It's just a break off from Lee's question that, being the host, changing to becoming the host as opposed to the guy with the trowel or the guy directing guys with the trowel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to manage people at work in one thing and another anyway. So, just speak to how you want to be spoke to, and it's different. I've never had to. It's a different kind of management, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
It's like how you run your staff and how you then have to deal with the public. It can't be the same.
No.
Can't be the same. With no employees or no customers, or both. or both.
Or still.
So yeah, a bit different, but I'm happy to listen to anybody.
Well, you certainly got the affable charm that where, and I think you could listen to anyone or anyone could chat to you as well and have a good chat.
Yeah, it's sometimes you. Every now and then you'll get something that you find interesting as well.
Absolutely. Oh, God, he's talking about his car troubles again. I'm not interested in that one.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, car trouble. Yeah, lovely, sir. I've only done 30,000 miles in it this week, Will. But, yeah, we're all as bad, aren't we? I went over to see Simon in Woodies, and not long after we'd opened, actually, and I'd been doing a few stints behind the bar. A place I used to frequent quite a few years back, and I wouldn't say made a nuisance of myself, but I think on the odd occasion he was glad to see us go. And shook his hand, and because I know how you feel, mate.
We had Danny Jimminson on from the Hammer and Pincers the other day, who's our old boss. So the first guest on the podcast. Listen back, folks, if you haven't. And it was interesting after having Danny be our boss and then own business or businesses afterwards. I understand him way better than I ever did when I worked with him. Yeah. Like we were. I can speak for us both here. Like we were very knowledge hungry. Like he was the oracle of the knowledge that we were trying to squeeze out all the knowledge into our heads so that we could become better chefs. But quite frequently, Danny wasn't there. He'd give us the idea, but he'd go off because he needed to run the business. And these days, I can speak for myself. I've had companies 10 years. Like you go, that's what he was doing all that time. Like he was getting customers, and you go, yeah. And it changed. I mean, I always had respect for Danny, but I had even more so after these years in business that you go, wow, that's a real change in
Well, it's multifaceted, isn't it? Everything is, you see.
Yeah.
And when you're like starting off on anything, you're only seeing one or two of those. It's not the full picture, is it?
No.
Yeah. So, but we're enjoying it. It's all good fun.
Good. And
it's all good fun.
Any great grandson? I'm trying to get like the next stage. You can open another bar anywhere.
Great grandson.
There are grandchildren. You have grandchildren, don't you?
Yeah. I have. Yeah, I've got 2 grandchildren. Yeah, Orla and Jude. Or Jude and Orla, sorry, in that order. We've had conversations, and a lot of people, say, this is a great place, and that. It has been muted, but I don't know. I think we just set off how we did, with no kind of business model or planning or anything. Or
I think that's what's wonderful about it, though.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit.
the free spiritedness of it all. That's what the vibe gives. Keep saying vibe. Got to change
if you did a bigger version of it, would it lose its charm?
Yeah,
kind of
I think
thing.
so.
And would it be too serious? Because it's kind of like I say, we shut at 8:00. Then I go down the pub. It's kind of that's
it. That's it. The hours to get involved, to reproduce it, well, not necessarily reproduce it, but to do another, then it would have to be completely different, and the way it's ran would be, well, instead of me like just dipping my toe into it and running another couple of businesses along the side, I'm running this one along the side of it. It would be to probably take too much of mine. I'd have to get too involved. So
it's a big time bomb, isn't it?
Yeah, and so this just tootling away does what it does is great. It's like a hobby for me.
Great hobby.
Yeah, it is. It is, and I get to drink wholesale beer. And exactly what I want as well. I mean, see, there's another thing.
That leads on to my next question, actually.
Yeah, because we've had using different suppliers in there. We've had a couple of approaches, like for like permanent lines on, but that's not what we're about. No. We don't want a permanent line. Even with discounts and one thing and another, that's never been the thing. The thing is, forever rotate it. Yes, we've had some repeat beers on and one thing and another on the taps and wines and everything, but I also like the fact that, and for myself, I include myself in this as well, that I don't know what's coming on next.
It's nice as well when you go in there and you just go to you, just can have a pale ale and you'll just give us anything kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we don't know what we're going to get, and you experience something new all the time.
Something
you never tried.
And UK craft beer is so... you can go down a rabbit hole with it.
Yeah, you can.
It's just massive.
I've got that, I forget what it's called now, the Beer 27, Beer 30, I don't know, the one that gets delivered every month.
Oh, yeah, Beer 52.
Beer 52, because it's 52 weeks, that would be the smart thing to call it. And it comes every month, and every month I'm just like, what the hell is this? I had one that tasted like coconut yesterday, but one can of it's all right. You couldn't drink 6 of them, but you'd have like one, you go, all right, that's okay. It's nice, it's lovely just to go and that's what, again, I like, and what's leading me down my question is that every week's different, or every barrel's different. After every barrel's different.
Yeah.
And like you get this coconut one that might go down like a shit sandwich, but at the same time, it's ultimately, next time it's going to be different, guys. So
that's right. We've had some more successful than the others.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, we get them about right. So
do you order a barrel at a time?
A keg
barrel. Is that the same thing?
So use
a keg smaller.
A keg smaller, Steve.
Keg is pushed through a chiller via gas or compressed air.
Oh, right, okay.
If you use a Linde machine, but generally speaking, it's 70-30 gas, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, pressured on top pressure into the keg, up through the chiller. And out the tap at the other end.
Is beers and ales your passion rather than wine, or is it kind of even, or did it start off wine and go into...
Yeah, just started drinking at an early age and just kept it up.
Is it the same age you picked up a trowel? 8'6", had a trowel and a pint, expert.
Well, and as the saying, never look back. Playing down at Sizen Rugby Club as an 11-year-old, and then moving, through the age brackets there. That
there is my son's member there now, and there's a bit of a culture
rugby's
to go
always
down
got a culture
to go down to the club afterwards.
Rugby's always had a bit of a drinking culture around it, and for all the right reasons, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
So but as to that, no, it's a mix. I like everything and anything in that type of have a go at everything. People say, what's your favourite beer? I don't know yet. Hopefully I've not had it. Just keep trying, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, some belters on the way, but
Is there?
Yeah. Some good stuff. A nice one on next week. 6.5%. Verdant, lovely.
Verdant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verdant.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I know of it though, but I don't know how to say it.
They actually they did do a beer it's called Verdant. Or you name it Verdant. The name's Verdant. Something like that. I'll find out.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
I'll find out what they actually said it was.
And so, what does being that you're sort of juggling two hats? You know, I wrote down here that I've got today in the studio we have Countryman Steve. Sometimes you might see Plasterer Steve, which is in with his worn-out boots, and then there's Barman Steve, which is basically the gilets off.
Yeah, that's it.
How does a day look for you? You know, when you get set at 8 a.m. or
No, I quick dog walk about 5:30 till 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Countryman Steve.
Yeah, that would be it then. Yeah, and then at the desk for an hour or before I head off. Just get some stuff together there then, and then off, see who's doing what, have a walk around, do what I've got to do. Any plastering jobs, i.e. that I've allocated to myself for the day, and then get back as quick as I can, which means probably in a couple of hours at the desk, walk the dog, and then if it's a Wednesday, I have to open the shop.
So it's, what are the opening hours again? Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday to Saturday, 3:30 till 8. 1 till 6 on a Sunday. With a cheese board. Put a cheese board on also.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You can supply the cheese, you know, don't you?
Very good. Yeah, off camera, we'll have a word.
You can supply lots of delicious stuff. We have a wholesale arm to Rustic Kitchen as well, you know. Very, very good price.
Yeah, well, that's it, yeah. Yeah, it's normally yellow labelled stuff from Tesco, Sainsbury's or something like that, whatever Lisa finds.
From the wall.
It's just going off somewhere.
It's normally got apricots or cranberries floating in it.
Yeah, that's it. We don't get many complaints as it's free.
Well, yeah, if it's free, that's a different thing, isn't it?
But no, it's a nice touch. Nods back to the times when I used to go around all the pubs in Leicestershire and there on a Sunday. 9 times out of 10, there'd be somebody on the bar from one of them.
Bowl of crisps.
Cheese
Yeah,
cob.
bowl of crisps, Stilton, roast potatoes, just stuff like that.
I like the roast potato thing. That's cool.
A nice little touch, isn't it?
It's cheap and it just keeps
Yeah.
people
Or just a
drinking.
big sausage roll. Just slice a bit of sausage roll off of that.
Yeah, anything like that. Yeah. You get it back in spades.
Yeah, we do. Adding value.
Yeah,
Adding value.
Yeah, it's just adding value for for no live effort, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so that's it. And then Monday, Tuesday was short. Took a bit of do a bit of stock buying then. I do get on the internet then and see what's flying around.
Yeah, so you don't have any specific suppliers. You just kind of float around and see what's going on.
Yeah, there's probably 2 to 3 that I use more regular, but yeah, just keep throwing the net out there and seeing what. Just keep looking out there for them because it does pop up without you knowing else if you're not careful. And some suppliers will just stick to certain brands. So if you want to mix it up a bit more, you got to move it around a bit.
Have you taken any international beers on?
We've got actually, I've got one from Belgium ready to go on this week. It's a that threw me now. I forgot what it is.
It's a strong one.
It's not. I don't think it's too bad. I think it's a 4.8 session IPA or something. But I'm just trying to remember the name of the brewer and I can't. I forgot.
Something in Flemish.
Probably.
just cough down the microphone. That's the name of it.
Yeah. So we just try and do it that way. We've got a cask pump on as well.
Yeah.
But I only like to try and run a pin through that, which is 36 pints. So it's half the size of a cask. Because of the opening hours, that beer has to be drunk within like 3 days of it being tapped really to be at its best. Whereas the other beers sit quite happily underneath the gas. As long as no air gets to them, they're fine.
Happy days.
And they're in the chilled room at the back, so everything's good. Yeah.
I guess that's the benefit as well, is that because of your skills, you can do things with the building. Like you added the toilet on recently. Well, recently, it's probably last year or something. But
yeah,
we had to do that when you had the on license. But also, even like, I mean, I've been down into your house and it's beautiful, and you know, you've got all. It just fits the mark of like, you know.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it was
skills you've used.
Yeah, and it's the house that attract. Well, it's the house and the garden at the back of the shop that is the reason why we bought the property, for sure. It's just wonderful out there. You know, you got this street outside here, which has got a nice bustle to it, and everyone milling around, and then you just get behind that gate, go down there, could be in the middle of anywhere.
Yeah. Does it? I don't know much about your house in France. Or you had a house in France?
We did. That's recently been sold, but
it's very sort of French villa.
It is
sort of,
yeah.
In a country,
it can feel have that feel to it. Yeah. It's
maybe that's why you liked it so much. Maybe.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. Yeah. So we downsized into something 4 times bigger than what we had. Hey-o. We'll see how long we can keep going for.
So previously you've had cheese and wine nights and stuff. Have you got any more plans to do special nights?
Our neighbourhood did a supper in there last Wednesday. Is it their secret supper club that I wasn't around? Abby did it. And that all went really well by all accounts. So that might be something that we have a look at again, working with them guys, or something along those lines. I think we will. We'll get Chris from Rotary, the guy that does the champagne. You guys are aware of him.
Yeah.
We'd probably do. He's asked us if we were interested in another one, and we probably would in the summertime, perhaps, so we can get him into the little courtyard and just contain it there. That'd be good. See him again, and I don't know, might dream up something to sell, actually. See what we can come up with. It's
nice to shake it up a little bit occasionally. Like we like it in the summer with the events, but not too much, but just enough to sort of to tease us into. Oh, that was good fun. That, and also make it pretty. Unique's not the right word I'm looking for. Like, you know, it's only this time. We're not repeating this again for another year, so you've got to come to this one. You know, it's scarce, but that's not the right word I'm looking for.
The thing is, it takes you guys off the treadmill as well, doesn't it? For a moment, although it's still work and it's still all there, it's just it's something different. It's refreshing.
Offers something different to us, but also to the customers as well.
Oh yeah,
they see a completely different side of what you can do.
Yeah,
like different skills that you have and different aspects of the place as well.
Yeah, so, I think that's more important for you guys than what it necessarily is for us. But I think what you're saying there is, definitely, is to keep it different every now and then. Just throw throw a curveball out there, because they wouldn't expect it neither, which is great, and that sets its own.
I think it's nice. It's nice as well for like the village to have so many different places now.
Oh yeah,
along the street that do so many different things.
This end of the village that 2 years ago had nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. It's just gone fantastic since we moved in.
Yeah. You're the trailblazer, Steve.
Yeah, but no, it's been great, and it's nice to see it come up. And I'm sure you are as well. And we're excited about what's going to happen further down the road. Yeah. Because anything that comes up, it's fresh and new. It's just good for the.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it brings more people.
Of course it does. It's all about football. You'll be, hopefully, carry on the way we are. We'll be a destination.
That's definitely it's the leverage of that.
It is.
Mountsorrel is the hot spot, and it's the place where people go. That'd be really awesome to be part of
that. No, it gets talked about in the bar. We hear it, people say it's great around here now, and because it did have a bit of a stigma about it with the quarry and one thing and another, and everyone would say, even 4 years ago we mentioned him. When we mentioned to people that we're moving to Mountsorrel, and one of the comments, well, what are you going there for? And and he said, well, you've not seen where we're going, are you?
But the thing is, like Stonehurst has been there for quite a few years, got 1 Michelin star place, the only place in Leicestershire with 1 star.
Yeah.
And then you arrive, we arrive, our neighbourhood. This street really is quite full of people and people from all around Leicestershire, Nottinghamshire. Really,
that's it.
Plenty of people to come and experience everything.
Yeah. The catchment is massive. I mean, there's houses going up around here in Rother and everything. People have got to live somewhere, and if you can, provide them a service, that's it, isn't it? They will, like you said earlier, I think it's chimney pots, did you say?
Chimney pots.
Chimney pots, yeah. So, yeah, it's great. Well, I think it's great fun. We're having a blast doing it anyway. So.
Yeah. I think that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having fun, and the thing, enjoying it.
Yeah, we will. And if we do ever get fed up with that, then we'll see. We'll just have to see where, what the next step is. But, come and enjoy it while you can, because we certainly are while it's going.
Don't get nasty.
Yeah, but it's every now and then something gets on your bit and you think,
Oh, yeah. But isn't that the journey of like, you see that spike of like, I'm really enjoying myself. I hate this. Yeah. Oh, it's great again. Yeah. Oh, everything's hunky-dory. Oh, shit. Oh, it's great.
It is. You get that. And that's what keeps you interested in it sometimes as well.
And often it's about overcoming the problem, like, well, this is pissing me off. How can we fix this? And do whatever needs to be done.
Most things are just about problem solving, aren't they? Yeah.
It's just a constant.
Yeah, just getting over it. You get the call. Right, okay, let's leave it with me. Yeah. Leave it with me for a minute. Famous words of mine. Leave it with me, I'm on it.
You said that when the wall fell down. I think that actually was true to quote as well.
Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, leave it with me.
Leave it with me.
It looks great, that.
Right, well, I think we're probably about ready for your pop quiz, Steve. Have you got your questions prepared?
So we've been really good at this so far.
Yeah.
Have you really?
No.
You took it to bits.
Absolutely terrible.
Now, you did ask me for my field of I'm going to try and quote your
field of expertise.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. So I don't have to quote it because you know what it was.
I just copy and paste the same text
to
all guests. Systemised.
Well, let's see how you get on, considering I'm considerably
we can't do any worse.
I'm considerably older than you, and from a different era and different genders. Anyway, let's see. In 1983, US band The Cramps. Okay, so far. Yeah. Recorded their live EP, Smell of Female, at which famous New York venue?
Tom. I'm writing it down. We're writing it down.
That's the question. So which famous New York venue did the Cramps record their live EP, Smell of Female?
One thing, I've never heard of them.
And the second word, I'll give you a clue then. It's
the second
something lounge.
Oh. Okay. So are we allowed to say the answer then?
I was going to say, Madison Square Gardens, but it's obviously not that.
Is it the Viper Lounge?
No. No.
That's in LA, isn't it?
Is it CBGB's? Okay. I don't know.
How many more guesses?
We're really crap. Well, I was just trying to find the answer then.
Well, I'll put you out. It's the world famous Peppermint Lounge, which just sounds great in itself, I think.
World famous Peppermint Lounge.
What a great name. Peppermint Lounge.
Sounds a bit seedy to me.
How is this linked to your expertise, Steve?
Well, no, because I was...
a punk rocker.
I was really... So they're more like psychedelic rock, the Cramps, with a bit of heavier rock in there. Bit weird, bit out there. You may have heard, second question then, you may have heard of the Sisters of Mercy.
Yep.
Right, Sisters of Mercy.
I know nothing about them though.
Oh, right. So goth rock outfit Sisters of Mercy switched to using a drum machine to allow their lead singer, Andrew Eldritch, to concentrate on his vocals. In various guises, that machine, let's call it the machine, is with them ever since, and they named it. And what did they name it? Very famous within the goth rock.
Producer Adam's a musician. Do you know the answer?
I know the story, but I don't know the name.
You do know the story? Well, that's a
I
start.
know the story.
Yeah.
Famous within the goth rock era. Wow.
Dave. Dave the drummer.
The first word does begin with a D, first part of the name, but I'll give you that. It's Doctor. Something.
Dr. Drum.
No.
Dr. Beat.
Dr. Doolittle.
Dr. Beat.
It's not going to be that easy. I'm not going to give you Doctor and then you say B.
Dr. Beat.
It's not Dr. B.
It could be that.
It could be.
Okay.
So said
answer is-
drum machine has always been known as Dr. Avalanche. Spelt the German way. Dr. Avalanche.
Wow. How are you getting on, listeners?
So
Miles.
So there's the psychedelic rock, and that was a bit of goth rock. And then another one of my genes that I ended up getting involved with as well is because I'm old enough, New Romantics. Fade to Grey
Gold.
was Visage's second release from their debut album. What was the album?
Repeat the question, please, Steve.
Fade to Grey was Visage's second release from their debut album, Name It. The album.
Black and white.
You'll kick yourself.
Is that the answer? You'll kick yourself. Visage's album.
Debut album.
Debut album.
Is it going to be cool like Face to Grass?
I have no clue.
Self-titled, isn't it?
Yes.
Fuck.
I was going to say it as well. I thought it was obvious.
Hey, oh,
Visages!
I get half a point there.
there.
Half a point there.
You nearly there. Nearly there.
What we're saying, half a point?
Yeah.
Hang on. I haven't given the answer yet. Visages. Hey!
But
I don't know even I'm happy with the half, actually.
we're leaving that time of half a point last episode.
We'll part that
so
one.
no.
We'll part that one for a minute. Right. Considered the first verifiable psychobilly band in the UK, they were founded in 1980. Who are they?
Psycho Billy. Psycho Billy.
This is his pop quiz. Can you imagine what his bar's like, folks? The question again, please.
Considered the first verifiable psychobilly band in the UK, they founded in 1980 in London, somewhere.
Can I shout a name out?
Yeah.
The Jam.
No. Fuck. I don't think you're going to move many friends, actually, by saying the Jam with psychobillies.
Is that a bad thing to say?
Psychobilly is a fusion of rock and roll, punk, and quite some heavy stuff, yeah.
Is it?
Well, they had a following, this band, who they used to call
Billy Boys.
the Crazies,
Crazies.
which then they turned into, like, Wreckers.
Sex Pistols.
No, they're 70s.
I have no clue. I'm just saying
Yeah,
a
they
name
are.
so we can move on. And before we go any further into this whole of ours.
Meteors.
Meteors, no clue. No clue.
No.
You gotta be kidding, man.
Don't feel bad because over the 3 episodes of 15 questions, they've got 2 correct.
That's one each, by the way.
Just remember, guys, it's your idea.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And you did ask me for... So I just went back to when I was really into the music and the fashions and the genders and genres of things. And all
There's
that.
a fourth Steve. Rockabilly Steve.
So there's your 4 questions.
5 questions.
5.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
he's
4's
made-
fine. It's fine. Just make one up. You practically did anyway.
I've only put 4 for some reason. I don't know. How many number ones has Taylor Swift had?
You don't know that. Well, do you know?
I wouldn't be asking you if I knew, would I? I neither know nor care.
6.
I think 7.
Well, a name like that, she should be making beer in Yorkshire or doing very fast garment repairs in Leicester or something. I don't know. Got no idea about the woman.
Taylor
Just
Swift.
popped into my head.
Taylor Swift. Hang on. You see Adam's just looking.
Too many.
Too many for
In the UK,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
3 chart leaders includes Look at What You Made Me Do and Anti-Hero.
Can't even get that right.
I thought it'd be more. I thought it'd be more.
I thought it'd be more.
Not that I follow the charts anymore, but I thought that'd be more than that. Come on, Taylor. Up your game.
Yeah, up your game.
out.
Up your game. Up your game.
Spice Girls
Well-
have loads.
If anything, I've educated you on that little.
You have.
Well, there we go.
Thank you very
So,
much,
Steve,
Yeah, there's some research there to be done, lads, I think, actually.
thank you very much for coming on the podcast. How can people find you if you want them to find you?
Across the road from RDK.
RDK,
RKD.
Rustic Deli Kitchen.
We should rebrand.
When it just rolls off the tongue easier, I thought.
Some people call it WKD.
Oh, that's just wicked.
We are.
Yeah, if you want to find Steve and his
Yeah, we're across the road from these guys. Very little social media, actually. There is an Instagram page that my daughter set up and then decided not to show me how you use it.
that's Wilfred Pinson grandson.
I think
isn't
it's-
it? I've seen it.
Wilfred Pinsent Mountsorrel. I think
That's it.
you'll find it there.
Yeah.
And very little else there as well because it doesn't get used very much. But yeah, no, you'll
People
find
take
us.
you in it. as opposed to the round.
You'll suss us out if you want to find us.
Yeah.
We'll
It's
be
well
there.
worth a visit. Well
Hidden
worth
treasure.
a visit.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
That's been great.
Cheers, Steve.
Yeah, we'll do one of these again. And if you want to give me some pointers to questions that you might know the answers to, I'll be more than happy to set you. I'll be more than happy to set you a quiz.
You know, Harry said he went. Steve's let me in on his questions. You're in for a treat there, or something like that. Didn't he? I was expecting what's the measurements between plaster and mortar and lime or something.
No. You asked for a pop quiz, you got one. Unfortunately, you know bugger all about it, didn't you?
So, on behalf of the rest of the United Kingdom, I'd just like to say, what the fuck were those questions?
Fucking hell. I thought his field would be like wine or beer.
or plastering.
Fucking or plastering, yeah.
He literally took
What mixture did you make for plastering?
Pop quiz questions, literally.
1970s
Yeah,
prog rock.
I pride myself on getting some good scores on Popmaster, and yeah, no, not that genre.
The only person who knew anything was producer Adam, who,
Sorry, he
was
can't, he
there.
can't come on screen. He's having his eyes powdered blue.
yeah, must like Ziggy, didn't he? No, he's got some really sparkly waistcoat on today.
I thought you were talking about Steve.
No,
It's
not
still
Steve.
Adam.
No, Adam, yeah.
Oh well. Let him be him. Yeah, let him be him.
No, but it's an inspiring story really with Steve because he's taken some of his hobby basically.
Yeah,
And
merged
it
it into
just
something
proves
awesome.
that if
It's never too late.
If never too late, Ulf. It's never too late. If you're passionate about something though,
Yeah.
and you want to
Steve's-
give it a go, and
Steve loves a drink and he's a people person. He loves a chat.
Yeah.
He loves to be in with all the people. And I think that's a magic of hospitality.
I mean, it just
and
proves
you could do
that in hospitality, the personality goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Because to open a place in your living room, basically, which is absolutely rammed all the time. It's a great place.
But that's like
Quirky as anything. It's just his personality as well. That's, the whole place is.
Do you
just him.
remember going to the Rothley Chip Shop? There was the lady there who was crackers in that she'd shout at you. Do you want more chips? Do you want more chips? Sorry, I just spat everywhere.
That's really
I'm gonna
loud.
eat all those now. It was endearing, and you liked it. You actually almost went to be
fucking
shouted
scared.
at by that woman.
Scared.
But somehow it worked, and I'm not saying that Steve shouts at his customers, but it's like that
That
whole
we know.
personality thing is what I'm saying that's followed through the whole place. So there we go. Well, I think that's us for today, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you've enjoyed this podcast, if you've enjoyed the rest of the, if you want to enjoy the rest of the series, and we've got some cracking guests coming up, folks, please like, subscribe, hit the bells, whatever you're meant to do on whatever platform you're watching this on, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Ta-ta! Slaying this. Absolutely slaying it.